I forgot to mute myself. But hi, Cozy. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm gonna have to skip Cryptid of the Month this month. Wait a second. Why is the game not... The game's not gaming. Give me a minute. Every time I do this game, it always gives me such a hard time. Let me see. Okay, there it goes. Okay, here we go. I had to set up my stream manager for a minute. The one thing I forgot to do. I'm doing alright. How are you, Cozy? It's like little... Okay, now hopefully it'll let me use my
Mobility will make a nice change. Expect no thanks until I'm completely reconstructed. No resting on laurels, chiffoniers, chaise lounges, mean folding chairs, stools.
Okay, it's not letting me use my controller, but that's okay. Doing good, have a nice day. Oh, okay, I'm glad church went well. Those sensitivity really bad. So we have his hands now. Now I'm just trying to remember how to play the game. It's really loud. Okay, let me fix that really quick. It sounded a little loud on my end too, so just wanna let me know if this fixes it. Is that better? Okay, it's good. I have to configure the sensitivity, because that's bad. No, on it. I know that. Configuring data. Why is there a baby there? I'm gonna put that. Okay, so I guess I can't configure the sensitivity. That's okay. Dude, I read eyeball. I read it was hurting your eyeballs. It still won't let me use my controller. Oh, hold on. Your earballs. Okay. You mean okay? Your eardrum? We're gonna. I did not mean to press that one, but okay. Alright, guys. So this is gonna be a little tricky. I haven't played this game in a hot second, so we're gonna refigure this out together. We came from there. Okay, well. You gotta be slow, the sensitivity on this is awful. So, oh. Can I go back up there? Genuinely, I don't even remember where I left off, but I mean, I guess we're gonna figure it out. No, we'll find out. Okay, well, we're moving back to the other end. We got his arms. Well, wait, there's a pig. Where is he? Yeah. Where'd it go? Okay, well, oh, not to try this one.
It's been years now, Alice. Time to put away childish things.
Where do I go now? Oh, no. Sorry guys, I died. Do I go that way or do I go this way? I think we went the other way last time. Right? No. It's gonna be one of the night groups, okay. There we go. No! Now I remember why I was like, you know what, I just might stop this game at one point. Mind you, I think I'm on like easy mode or something. No, how do I? There we go. Okay. Nope, I can't. Why won't that one? Okay, I want to go the other way. That's probably like the only way. Are they doing this way? No, we can't do this way. Hello? It's gonna go all the way down there. They didn't even tell us where we were supposed to go, did they? No, 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 no! No. So that means the only other way. Wait a second. No, it's not it. Thought it was. Huh. No. No, because even that one, that's just. Do I have to look up a guide? I did not mean to do that. There we go. That was my bad, you guys.
The dimensions of this desolate tract are unknown to all but the inhabitants. Hi, Asia! Welcome in. I'm trying to remember how to play. This is what happens when I haven't played in a hot minute. Where we go? Left control to shrink. Okay, good. There or no?
I'm gonna die if I go in there. Oh, there it is. There we go.
The industry thrives on suffering, obsolescence, and ruination, Alice. It's made the East End into a privy. Consider a simple farm life in Australia, perhaps. We might liquidate what remains of your inheritance.
Yeah, there's nothing up there, so. I'm almost done. No! No! Okay, that was close. Where do I go? Oh, there's one up there, okay. But I can't get up there. Well, that was horrible. Can you take another one in here? Nope. We'll figure this out, you guys. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. I think come down here. There we go, okay. Over there. And then... a bottle. So how's everybody's night going? What's everyone up to? What was that? I forgot to level up my weapon too. So, what's the render? Need to level that one up. 100 EAS. Level that up. Okay, well now I have that. So the rest of the night, kinda sleepy. Well, it looks like tonight's gonna be a chill stream, so I say we get you a snack and a drink and a bottle up in bed and you're good to go, dude. A giant pig. Here. I guess a way out if I need a way out. Or later. Wow, almost fell off.
Substantial rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it. Words to live by. You can eat them too. The world is paradise, and you don't have to die. Not a cheap slogan. We really care.
Well, guys, here we go, another boss fight.
Work until you expire. Substantial rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it. Words to live by. You can eat them too. The work is paradise, and you don't have to die. Not a cheap slogan. We really care. Fight. Work until you expire. Substantial rewards in heaven. It is better to give labor than to receive pay for it.
Bring up the hand, okay. Well, there better be a spring up ahead, please. So let's check if it takes just in case. Oh no. I'm going to go all the way down there and do all this all over again because I gotta fight that guy. Let me try this one more time. Okay, guess I didn't need to. Oh. My sensitivity on my thing is off. Well, boss battle, here we go. Oh, nah. Hehehe. Booyah. Yippee! That felt a little too easy, I think. How? I didn't... Guys, I didn't even move her. No, no. Why is it... I can't include the game's glitching. Okay, girls, you good now? You good? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Is that a pig I hear now? Oh, poor dodos. Oh wait, I went to the wrong side, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, that was. Wait. I hear pig. It's a piggy. Piggy. I see the piggy. Yippee! There it is. There's something over there though. I gotta get over there. How can I get up there? Get over there. Get over there for the memory. I'll figure it out. There we go. And now here we go. How do I... There we go. I need to get over there though. How will I get over there? You know what? Let me...
Have its cage and the canary goes to sleep, Alice. Out like a snuffed candle. Sleeps the sleep of the just. Like Mama and Papa. After 10, they're unconscious.
be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster is being tossed into the boiling pot.
We're gonna die a lot right here, guys. Can I free the dodo? I can't free the dodo.
That's it. I can feel it surging. Faster, my fine feathered friends. Don't stop now.
That is animal abuse. How do I... No. Oh, it took me back this way, okay. Wait, just need to put the legs at. Got it. Oh no. Why won't it? Oh no. Hmm. Dude. Why won't it float? Okay. Oh no. gotta do the umbrella. Okay. Who is messaging me right now? Oh, okay. Just to hide from there. They don't work. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, I want to continue. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I gotta do all this all over again. How do I... What's that? What? Yeah, it said umbrella block with E. She doesn't have her umbrella anymore? And that's okay. We will figure it out. We will die a lot of times, but we'll figure it out.
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with
We'll be okay.
pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster who's being tossed into the boiling pot.
Oh, I gotta do all this all over again. I think now I know what I'm doing with this part more or less anyway. That was an accident.
Aha! That's it. I can feel it surging. Faster, my fine feathered friends. Don't stop now.
Oh, he's gonna be kidding. Okay, well, thank you for bringing me back over here, I guess. Let's see the other one from here again. Oh no. I want to have to find a guide or something because that. How am I supposed to defeat that?
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster who's been tossed into the boiling pot.
Hi, Poppy.
Aha! That's it. I can feel it surging. Faster, my fine feathered friends. Don't stop now.
Hi, Mushy. Hi, Poppy Raid. Okay, that one's gone. Oh! I hate that. I hate this part so bad. And that made it worse on the other side for me. for grinder. Yeah, I'm trying, but there's like 5. It starts with 5, and then I got him down to 2. That was the farthest I've gone. I've died like 3 times in that one spot. I'll get him this time. I'm just going for it.
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster who's been tossed into the boiling pot.
I gotta lock in, you guys.
That's it. I can feel it surging. Faster, my fine feathered friends. Don't stop now.
Oh! Y'all saw nothing. I keep pressing left mouse button, my bad. There we go. Ah! Okay, lock in. I think that was glitch. so done, guys. I'm trying. I don't know what to do.
Your dogged persistence will be rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes unheeded. So without regret, you're about to feel like a lobster who's being tossed into the boiling pot.
Yeah, pop that in. If you guys aren't in the Discord, be sure to join the Discord because that's where I post the updates and schedules and stuff. And I'd love to have you guys there. But for now, come watch me lose, I guess. And the sensitivity on the game is weird and I don't know how to fix it, so we die like men, I guess.
Aha! That's it! I can feel it surging! Faster, my fine feathered friends! Don't stop now!
Oh yep, okay. And now we're cooked, guys. No! Oh no. I'm gonna try this one more time, and if not, I'm gonna pick something else to play. This is like the 5th time I've done this, and I can't. I can't get past it, guys. I have to watch some videos and stuff, and then try again
Be
next week.
rewarded with pain. I told you to cease and desist, but my warning goes.
Oh, yippee. Okay. I didn't know. Let's like skip that. That was close. I changed my. What? Okay. My timing is off by like a second or something. Oh, you did. Why is I absolutely love it. Oh, why forward, dude? Okay, well, I'm done for the night for this one. That made me rage, but I've a dozen times, dude. I think it's still kind of early, so let me see what games I have. Let me see. I actually have. I have Killer Frequency. I haven't played that one yet. We'll play Killer Frequency. I've never. Hmm. Let me boot that one up. So I'm gonna do research on how to beat that level, and next Tuesday we will pass that level, Lord willing. So let me go ahead and I gotta wait for this to boot up, I guess. Uh, it's okay. Maybe I can try it now. Switch over. It doesn't wanna. Is that it? Whoa, is that one it? It's not it. Um, that is weird. Why is it not? I might have to cut stream. It doesn't want to pick up the game. Okay. Try not to panic. No. Okay, why isn't it letting me? Okay, I'm not gonna panic. Let me quit it. That one's not even open. Why is that one open? We won't have a solution. What is the solution, Cozy? I'm open because I'm trying, but it didn't want to launch that. Or well, the game opened, but it doesn't want to. The panel doesn't want to get into my OBS. Unless y'all want to watch YouTube, I'll find some like spooky stories and we can do that. Yeah, because it's not letting me. It's not letting me boot up the game. Okay, let me try that. Thank you, Cozy. I already know. I hope it works too. Okay, another viewer popped in. Hi, we are having technical difficulties, so give me a minute. I'm trying to boot up Killer Frequency, and hopefully that'll work. There it goes. If it would show, that would be wonderful. Maybe I actually have to start the game? It doesn't want to do. Why doesn't it want to? That's not working. I genuinely don't know what happened. Can you guys see it? Cause I'm not seeing the game. Because it's telling me it's got the window up. You can't see it either. Okay, huh. Let me try something really quick. Me and then me. No. Back. There's still nothing. It doesn't want to wait. It's not even. What in the world is going on? Oh, I might just have to call it. You can hear it, right? You can hear it, but you can't see it. How in the world? Oh, let me see if it'll let me boot up. If it doesn't work showing YouTube, I'm gonna have to call it a night or restart my. Oh, I think I did the wrong thing. Yes, I'll move that one. That's the part we need. Okay, I'm panicking, but okay, see. Okay, see that? See, now this is working. I wish it wouldn't show my other tabs, but okay, so you can see YouTube, just not the game. Okay, uh, I'll mess with that later and figure that out. But for now, at least we got YouTube, so I guess it's scary can get it. Let's get out of there. I was uploading stuff, bro. Don't judge me. I thought it very specifically was gonna open up just the things. Now, if I wanna tweak the YouTube thing, now I gotta Okay, well, yeah, Cozy, is there anything specific you want to watch? I got, oh my goodness, the walkthrough files posted another video. Which ones, have I seen this one yet? There was one specifically I wanted to watch. Let me check my subscriptions. Hmm? You're okay with watching anything. Alright, oh look, there's Poppy. Okay, so there's this, like, analog horror thing. It's a Jurassic Park, one. Move on to Jurassic Park one. Which one is it? I think it's all these right here. Is it? Where is it? Well, we're skipping that one because I don't like snakes. Where is it? Oh no, not the nursery thing. Okay, but where's the ARG at? There it is. That's out in the loop.
Robert Muldoon, Game Warden, Isla Nublar. Feeding procedure for Velociraptor Anteropis. The date is September 1st, 91. I'm standing here at the raptor enclosure prior to the evening feeding cycle. I will now document the feeding process, which I think is not as efficient as I would like. There are still many things that need smoothing out, but I want to keep it professional and objective in this log. Here, at the entry gates, we have a staggered system whereby doors can only be opened once further doors have been locked, similar to the double doors of a walk-through aviary in any zoo, where visitors close one door before opening the other to prevent birds from escaping. The birds in here, however, won't just escape, they'll gut you to death. But like I said, the system needs refining. As it stands currently, only selected carnivore handlers and myself are permitted to feed the raptors. Let me show you how that's done. The authorized handler will use his swipe card to enter the buffer enclosure with a live animal, usually a cow. We've tried feeding the raptors beef, lamb, chicken, pig, you name it, but they won't touch the stuff. They need living prey because they want to hunt. They want to coordinate and take down a live animal. So we've resorted to bringing in a cow or a goat once every 3 days or so. The handler will lead the cow into this enclosure. This buffer enclosure is double fenced with a steel barricade internally and then a 10,000-volt electric fence externally, mounted on concrete slabs which extend 10 feet underground to prevent the raptors digging. The enclosure, as you can see, is fortified on both sides and from above to prevent the raptors leaping, because they're astonishing jumpers, easily clearing 10 feet plus. Now, this is the actual feeding enclosure. And again, the handler uses his swipe card at the scanner to open the gates like so. This pen opens up to the Velociraptor exhibit that visitors will see on the tour once the park is up and running. So that means where I am standing now is the rear of the raptor exhibit, out of sight from the Explorer Tour track. I personally don't think any child visiting this park should see a 6-foot reptile eviscerating a poor cow, and that's why we feed them away from public eyes. Once the cow is brought into this pen, the handlers exit, locking this gate, and then proceed out the buffer enclosure. It is only once both gates have been closed and the handler is safely behind 2 locked gates that the raptors are permitted to enter this enclosure and feed. This fence, as well as the electric fence beyond, slide open and the raptors enter where I am currently standing. For obvious reasons, I will not open this gate. But that is essentially the gist of how we currently feed the raptors here, while the construction of the raptor pen a little further away reaches completion, and we transport the pack there. Now, if we look out into the raptor enclosure, there are 5 female animals in here. We bred 8 originally, and then 2 more were cloned on Sauna, but 1 did not survive transport to the park, leaving 1 big one to join the pack in here. When she came in, she took over the pride, killing half the original brood. Just 4 days ago, the big one killed a smaller raptor, so I'm always watching her. I don't believe we'll spot any of them right now, and that's probably because they are nocturnal animals, as are a lot of predators today.
Analog horror.
I've had many discussions with John about feed timing and whatnot, and possibly switching to nocturnal feeding, as daytime may cause stress and agitated behaviors. The last thing we want is an agitated velociraptor, believe me. And on that note, that completes this log of the feeding procedures. What the? Is that another? Shit. So as I documented earlier this afternoon, another raptor was killed. She was removed from the enclosure by a chopper, which was a disaster. She sustained a massive laceration to her underside and bled out. My guess is the big one took her out, but the enclosure cameras didn't catch it. There's only so many cameras you can place across an enclosure the size of several football fields covered in dense vegetation. The surveillance footage from last night, after the dead raptor was removed, only raised more questions. I noticed the remaining 3 females being very busy, but I couldn't spot the big one. Anyway, another one down, 4 remaining raptors. I'll document the raptor pack dynamics tonight. They're bound to change after another member dies. They go at the fence every night, never attacking the same place twice. They test the fences for weaknesses systematically. They learn and they remember. That big one is a real problem. She's costing Hammond hundreds of thousands. When she was introduced, the dynamics of the pack changed significantly. Dominant from the start and absolutely lethal to any raptor that did not fall in line. She shows extreme intelligence, even problem-solving intelligence. That one, when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out. She doesn't test the fences anymore. She watches the others do it for her. They obey her completely. She directs them. I've seen that look before in lions and wolves, but not in reptiles. It's not instinct. It's something else.
Yeah, pet that dog. I don't
She's
think you
making
want to pet
plans
that
at the
one.
moment, and the other raptors are awaiting instructions.
I think that one will right back your
This is
hand
the
off.
big one in the back. And now that they know there's something in the feeding enclosure, we might get to see what I came here for. Their communication is far more advanced than reptiles of today. There's verbal cues and sounds, but there's also eye movements and tail twitches. One thing about the big one is she's fairly stoic in her communication style. She's aggressive when she wants to be, but is not as animated as the others.
It's not a game.
She'll
It's
stand
an
still.
analog horror on it's a VHS analog horror that I found on YouTube. But there are some cool dino
And
games that
stare
are coming out
directly
that I
into your
have my
eyes
eye
for
on, so
hours. The others I
might look
describe
into
as more
those.
bird-like in their behavior with erratic movements. Oh, here we go. She's chosen one of them, and they're off.
Oh!
These two are a few years older, and they seem to be the most loyal to the big one. They seem to be quite obedient to her. But where did she go? See, that's what she does. She gives out orders and then sits back and watches. And these two clowns do her bidding. Good God. Oh, shit. I've never seen one of them make contact with the fence for such a long time. Jesus Christ, I think she fried herself. You were here to distract me. Clever girl.
That what? Oh.
The following morning, the big one and her two remaining minions were tranquilized so that our vets could enter the enclosure and inspect the raptor's injuries.
I hope there was enough stuff in there to keep them knocked out.
She sustained third-degree burns to all four limbs and lacerations to her mouth before being hurled some 40 feet away from the electric fence. She smelled of charred meat. Consequently, she died. This raptor in particular was far younger than the others. My guess is the big one picked on her specifically to test another region of the electric fence. This one mustn't have had the experience that the other raptors had and couldn't manage to execute the task without frying herself in the process. I would almost feel sympathy for her if I didn't have an obsessive need to have them all destroyed before one of them eventually figures out how to escape their enclosure. The sedated raptors were moved from this enclosure to a far more reinforced pen. Unfortunately, that wasn't without another casualty.
Well, guys were cooked. Where's the FNAF one, guys? Y'all want another Jurassic Park one, or do we get FNAF? More dino. Okay, I'll let you guys decide. The dino. Okay, that's 2 dinos. I'm not hearing the no, so. More dinos.
And there she goes. That's our boned raptor. Adios. To hell with a lot of you. Now, there's some checks I need to get done before I can follow the team over to wherever they'll take the dead raptor. The other girls were tranked with a ketamine dart, a general fast-acting anesthetic used to immobilize wildlife, along with xylazine, a sedative, to keep the raptors asleep for when we need to work with them. Now, despite how much I wish they all perished, unfortunately, I do have to check on how they are taking to the tranquilizers, because one, if I don't, Hammond will strangle me with his bare hands, bless his soul. He's left the island for a short trip to see his daughter.
He really
And two,
was.
side effects
He
are
knew
common
from-
for these
he and
drugs,
Dr.
so it's
Malcolm
imperative that we check on
probably,
the
like, the
animals
smartest people
after
in the whole
administering any medication. The last thing I want is to have to tell John that we lost 2 raptors in his absence. This is one of the big one's minions, the younger of the 2. John calls her Storm, because when she attacks the fence, she puts on an electrical display akin to lightning. I'm not expecting any adverse reactions to have occurred with her, as she's generally in good health. She's been tranked some half a dozen times before too, so I'm not concerned. But we always double-check and look for the classic adverse reaction profile just in case. The major one is eyes open. The anesthetic ketamine causes a state called catalepsy, a trance-like state, where the animal appears immobile but still maintains certain reflexes. The muscles around the eyes sometimes don't fully relax and may remain completely or partially open. In this case, as you can see, her eyes are closed, so I'm not concerned about her recovery from the drug. Another sign to look for is increased salivation. I'm definitely not going to handle her muzzle, but judging by the distinct lack of saliva surrounding her jaw, I'd say she's good. All right, the big one next.
It's wearing off!
Robbie, get out of there. She's still drowsy. Robbie, are you clear?
Yeah, it's locked.
The trank and the sedative are wearing off. Is everyone out? Where's Tony?
Yeah, he's safe.
Okay, good. Get into the buffer enclosure and wait for me. I've never seen an animal recover so quickly from a dart. She's still probably got another hour or so of disorientation and drowsiness. But I'm going to back away and exit right now. Christ, I've shot male African elephants in Kenya who took much longer to recover from that sedative. Might have something to do with the osteoderms on the skin, similar to those seen on crocs and alligators. A very tough hide to penetrate. The dart must have found some entry point, but the complete dose mustn't have been administered. I don't know what Wu's cooking up in that lab, but I'd imagine Mongoliensis did not possess osteoderms. But then again, this is no velociraptor. This is John and Henry's theme park Frankenstein mishmash monster. Pacing behaviors are often observed in animals in captivity. The repetition of this behavior usually correlates to when an animal's instinctive needs, such as space, stimulation, or the thrill of pursuit, are constrained or not met entirely. What may appear to visitors as restless movement is in fact a complex behavioral signal, a blend of frustration, heightened intelligence, and an unfulfilled drive to hunt. Among the raptors of Jurassic Park, this manifests in a particularly calculated form. The dinosaurs stalk the boundaries of their enclosure, almost on a timed loop. What's interesting is, at certain points during the night, the big one will stand in one dedicated spot. What she does next shocked me the first time I saw it. She appears to be calling to something outside the enclosure. And here she is in all her glory, the Velociraptor pen. Not complete, of course. The guys are due to come in a little later and do some horticulture inside. John has them brought over from mainland Costa Rica, spared no expense, of course. I wanted to document some gripes I have with this place. The pen is 70 feet long by 40 feet wide and is buried in the ground 12 feet. The girls are being transported into this enclosure a few days from now. The guys coming tonight are supposed to be planting this pen up with foliage to give the raptors privacy to mitigate stress and provide some shade from the sun. It is essentially a concrete pit in the ground with an electrified fence ceiling. Unhappy with fortified concrete, as it's almost impossible for the raptors to escape. Almost. Let's head inside so I can reveal my issues. And boy, are there issues. If we come around here, this is the transport door. It allows the transportation container to attach to the pen and a smooth transition to take place, which I love.
Some of these dinos
Inside,
are really cute.
here is our new raptor enclosure.
dinosaurs.
Not huge. And that's one of my concerns. We're talking about ambush pack hunters, 3 of them, constrained to living quarters not much larger than your average apartment in Leeds in the UK. These are wild animals that have needs and furthermore are highly intelligent animals. And what happens to highly intelligent animals kept in cramped conditions? They display disordered behaviors. They need space to run. After all, they're not called velociraptors for no reason. These things can match cheetah speeds, 50, 60 miles an hour if they get out in the open. My other concern is why the bloody hell has John approved this containment pen to them anyway? Are raptors not on the tour anymore? Why are they being cloned if their temperament is counterproductive to the park's turnover? It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, my last concern is this. This is the remote-controlled door that is supposed to let the feeders drop a live cow into the pen using a crane. A big, gaping hole in the enclosure that opens several times a week. Just marvelous. She's on her side.
What are her symptoms, Muldoon?
I'm not in close proximity to examine her, Jerry, and I can't get in there at the moment. I'm heading over to the raptors to help Robbie.
Okay, I'll head over soon.
Thanks, Jerry.
No problem. Good luck at dinner.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. Ay, ay, ay. Robert Muldoon, Game Warden, Velociraptor Containment, Isla Nublar. It's the evening of September 9th. I'm documenting the raptor feeding protocol. It started raining, but after a long conversation with John, I have finally been granted permission to perform the procedure at night. Took a bit of back and forth, and some nasties were exchanged. He called me an alarmist. I called him a mad scientist, but at the end of the day, no hard feelings either way. I think this will help with raptor aggression. I have Robbie Hadira with me, and he's got tonight's dinner ready.
Her name's Mildred.
Robbie has been warned that naming the food items for the carnivores on this island is an exceptionally bad idea, as it psychologically creates an attachment with the animal, and then you're forced to watch their final moments of life at the hands of the velociraptors. Robbie and I are now standing back within the buffer enclosure, and in the feeder, we've left Bessie.
Mildred.
We've left the poor soul. Once the prey is in the feeder, the handler will exit the buffer.
Bye, Mildred. So sad.
Oh, it'll definitely be a sad farewell soon, Robbie. Now, I want to make note here in particular. It is definitely unusual that the raptor pack has not approached the feeder yet. They are only pacing about, studying their new prey item eagerly. But then again, this is the very first time we're doing this at night, so they may not be aware of what's happening entirely. I'm going to turn this off and watch for the raptors before proceeding out the buffer and locking both gates. Like I said, they are normally quite excited at this point, attacking the fences. So this is a little odd, I must say. The feeder doors have been opened, yet still no sign of the raptor pack. Bessie's unknownly wandered out. In the enclosure.
Poor Mildred.
We might as well call her dead meat at this point. Robbie and I are watching the hunt from the perimeter. I have to add this is the longest the raptors have taken to respond to prey in their enclosure.
Where are they?
Ah! I see Storm and her sister. And there's the big one. She's going to make the first strike. What the...
Hello, there's a fourth one? Okay. Do we go number 3? Or do we go Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, they're vlogs. They're Muldoon vlogs. So we watched 1 and 2, and the thing says there's like 24 videos in the playlist. I'm not gonna go through them all, but you know. Right, we gotta see what happens to that cow and where that fourth one came from, but I think the next one's just feeding the Rex, so I don't know. I guess we'll watch it and see what happens.
Robbie, run to the Jeep and radio Arnold.
Yep.
What? No. Where did you go? No, damn... Arnold, you've got some explaining to do.
Robert, calm down. There's probably some sort of misunderstanding.
Run the count right now.
I am. 1 moment. The computer is analyzing. Okay, done. Total animals expected, 238. Total animals found, 238. Everything's accounted for.
Give me the raptor numbers, Ray.
Velociraptor, total number expected, 4. Total number found, 4.
How can that be, Ray? We have 3 velociraptors.
Well, Wu did approve the transfer of 1 juvenile from the nursery to the enclosure recently, so that makes 4 Muldoon.
He what? 1? Why the hell would he not inform me about that approval?
Muldoon.
And 2, does he even realize that we tranked 3 raptors before entering the enclosure? I had Robbie and Tony in there. And you're telling me there was a 4th animal in there with us?
Muldoon, calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you understand that this could have gone incredibly bad?
The new addition was young, only 8 months old. Wu wanted her to begin to integrate into the pack.
They're lethal at 8 months, Ray, and I do mean lethal. And secondly, that was no juvenile. That was an adult.
What?
Last night was basically a big, heated, screaming match. I wanted to put Wu in a chokehold. Christ, the nerve of him to think he can make such decisions without
I'm so
consulting
sorry,
me.
Cozy.
I've told Hammond multiple times that the ones that hide indoors behind their computer screens need to keep the people who actually venture out into the park in the loop. Especially with something so non-brainer like introducing a new animal into an enclosure.
No,
Double
for real,
especially
like,
if we need to
that's such a
enter said
danger.
enclosure. Christ, power has gotten to his head, that Wu. Such a brazen lack of accountability. Anyway, I don't want to make these logs about my rants. So I'm out here at the raptor enclosure this morning. I wanted to capture this new juvenile with the others. I don't care what Ray Arnold and Henry Wu said. I know what I saw. Robbie saw it too. Good thing I caught it on camera, albeit for a few seconds. That thing was an adult, and I'll die on that hill. An 8-month-old wouldn't be more than 2 feet tall. Meanwhile, I wanted to showcase this particular behavior. Here's our 3 girls. I expected them to be sleeping. I'm very interested to see this. Notice how they are resting. I've seen a similar thing in chimpanzees in Nairobi, where a family group will rest in a somewhat flexibly organized formation. The raptors here always settle into a rigid arrangement. It's always like this, with the big one in the center and the others by her sides, adopting a more defensive stance at the perimeter. Almost a military formation. Granted, I should have documented this when there were more than 3 raptors present. That would have illustrated my point more definitively. One other thing to note is they always face the same direction when in this formation. It still puzzles me why. They roughly face northeast, always like that. One last observation. I don't see this so-called new juvenile from last night. I've been here since sunrise and nothing. I've tried to look back through the surveillance camera and motion sensor data from last night. I could not see anything.
It was raining torrents, so I couldn't get anywhere near it last night.
And what did you hear exactly?
I couldn't be sure over the sound of the rain and thunder, but they were all bellowing loudly. And you know Martha and the gang, they're normally pretty silent, so I decided that it was too dangerous to head over in the storm.
Okay. Well, I've arrived. I'll have a look.
I'd be down there myself, Muldoon, but John's asked for a full write-up about the stegosaur from yesterday.
What happened with her?
She's dead.
She's dead?
Yeah, and the others were far away from her on the other side of their paddock. When I got inside, I saw little bite marks all over her underside, like something had tried to eat her.
Compies?
Most likely. But could have been anything. There's rats and a bunch of small carnivorous animals all over the island.
Yes, well, I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Jerry.
Okay, then they were probably just rowdy last night during the storm.
Oh, wow.
What is it?
You won't believe this, Jerry. She's fallen into the moat.
What?
Let me get a closer look.
Is that her I hear?
No, that's someone else. It's Martha.
She must be upset.
Yeah, Jerry, I think the fall has killed her. She seems pretty busted. I can see what looks like a broken forelimb.
Damn it. The Euoplocephalus never approached the moats. That's so strange.
How did this happen, buddy?
I don't know.
No, I'm talking to Martha.
Get her to give you a full statement, okay?
Something must have spooked her, maybe. Or she got disoriented during the thunder last night. I'm going to need a crane out here ASAP, Jerry.
Yeah, will do.
Ay, ay, ay.
They're usually pretty good about staying away from the moats. They don't even like to step off 1-foot boulders.
I'm in the moat. Is someone coming down with a crane, Jerry?
Yeah, I've called them. They won't be long.
Okay, good. Did you figure out the stego's cause of death?
I took a blood sample and ran toxicology. She had raised liver enzymes, and the test came back positive for meliotoxin.
Damn, what a way to go.
Yeah, it's sad.
This Anki is definitely dead. For something of this thing's weight, it's quite a fall to sustain. She's not breathing. I assume died on impact.
Man, these dinos are having it rough.
Now you, stand back, please. We don't want you in here as well, Martha.
She's upset, isn't she?
She's peering down into the moat.
The Euplacephalus have formed a tight-knit little group, so it must be a bit of a blow to see her friend in the moat.
I can imagine. Poor gal.
We're down to 15 Ankies.
Quiet, Jerry.
Oh,
No, I mean, I hear something.
what do you hear?
I think I hear something in... No. It's coming from here.
What is it?
One moment, Jerry. Something's down here.
God, don't tell me a second Ankie's fallen into the moat.
One moment.
If I get jump scared.
Jerry, are any of the Yankees small enough to fit in the drainage pipe?
They're all about the same size, Muldoon. Why?
I think there's something in there.
Could be anything. A rat, possum, a snake, anything.
Snake.
No. Sounds bigger. Christ.
Muldoon, are you okay?
Yeah, Jerry, yeah. False alarm. I'll be waiting for the crane. Euplacephalus is built like a tank. 9 tons of armored stubbornness. Lucky that crane is rated for 12 tons. Otherwise, that heavy girl would drag the gantry right in there with it. Toughest hide in the park. The armor that kept the Euplacephalus alive is what did her in today. Sorry for your loss, Martha. Poor girl. Built to survive predators, but not to fall like that. I found the footage from last night to show very uncharacteristic behavior from the ankylosaur from the moat incident. She seemed agitated or spooked. And then I saw her approach the moat. Highly defensive, she swings her club at what I assume was an attacker. I scrubbed through all the surveillance footage of the Euplacephalus enclosure, but I couldn't find what she was reacting to. One wrong step later and she slips into the moat, her own weight crushing her on impact. That was an arduous ordeal down at the moat. Right then, I'm out here in Carnivore Country for an evening perimeter check on the Rex paddock. Hammond insists that these recordings, quote, boost visitor confidence. Personally, I'd settle for proper staffing, but here we are. There's some light rain coming down, so I'm always a little hesitant about mixing electronics with water. I'm down at the main road. They've been digging for the past few days. They want to expand this whole section, and then the crew will bury tracks in the ground for electric tour vehicles to run on. Now, all zoos and wildlife preserves know that electrical fences are prone to sagging, especially along the upper grid. That topmost wire's flickering from the rain. Not failure yet, but enough to make me uneasy. And with an animal this size, uneasy is one step from dead. Ah, I think she's here. Let me try and explain to you what it feels like to be close to a tyrannosaur. She sounds like weight, not wind. When a Rex moves, you don't hear quick steps. You hear mass settling, soil adjusting. The air is shifting, electric and exhilarating. It's a different sort of presence, harder to explain. You need to be here in the moment. She's keeping close to the perimeter and moving very slowly. That's normal this time of night. She prefers stillness at dusk, but she seems a little restless tonight. Her hunting patterns have shifted since the last storm, I think. Did you catch that? Not a roar, more a confirmation. She's testing her voice, gauging distance. Big predators don't waste energy unless they're calculating something. And she's clever. Far more than the board wants to admit. I can hear her moving. Toes splayed, maybe a little deeper on the left. Limping slightly, could be an injury, or just the terrain. But a wounded apex is the worst kind, much less predictable. The sounds of the other animals in the park must be igniting her hunting instinct and making her restless. If that top wire drops during another storm, even for a moment, she'll know. Animals don't need voltage meters, they feel micro vibrations. She'd sense the lull and approach it, no hesitation. I'll log a maintenance request, replace the midsection coils, reinforce the post line, and, most importantly, notify staff that the Rex is exhibiting territorial agitation. Whether anyone listens remains to be seen. She's pacing me along the fence, staying parallel with me. Hard to see her, the rain's masking her body signature, and she knows how to use cover. She's a patient gal.
Oh.
The feed's been in here since early afternoon. And there's the big girl. Now notice, she's definitely queen of the island, but an apex will never risk engaging with any prey unless they are comfortable in the knowledge that they will attain said prey without being injured. An injury for an apex predator means possible starvation, depending on the extent of the injury, of course. That's why African lions will pursue a young wildebeest or an injured impala, instead of risking a healthy adult gouging them to death. There's a lot of calculation that goes into deciding prey items, and the Rex won't approach the cow until she's decided that it's safe to do so. Oh! Well, look who it is.
I want to pet it. That was awesome. I'm gonna leave off right there. That's interesting though. We're definitely gonna come back to that one, so I'll take that one. And then let me see what one we find. I think I might just leave it there for now. And we can I don't know. Anyway, might just call it a night, guys. I'm not feeling all that well still, so. But that is so good, dude. I'm just gonna amp up as it goes. And hopefully I can look at the thing like tomorrow and see why my game thing wasn't loading. That was weird. But have a good night, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm popping the link to the Discord in the chat just in case anybody wants to join. But other than that, have a good night, guys. Love you guys. I hope everybody's doing well and has a good night, good week. I will hopefully see you guys Friday. I'm doing Alien Isolation on Friday nights, so hopefully I'll be able to do something. If not, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, I think it was a lot of fun either way. Also, I'm gonna look at how to beat that Atlas Madness level because that was insane. Yeah, that was like all kinds of levels of insanity. So, have a good night, you guys. Stay safe, and God bless.